Rangers win, baby, 6-4 over the Anaheim Ducks in what was one of the weirder games to evaluate here, because you're seeing some poor defensive play. Meanwhile, the Rangers also at the same time are getting 40 plus shots on goal, and they are dominating. And it's something that is exciting to see, that the offense is dominating so far very early. And it's great, but at the same time, this defense does need some things to get tightened up here. Before we jump into the full recap, though, be sure to leave a like on the video if you do enjoy. Subscribe if you guys are new, especially if you're Ranger fans. Going to cover them all season long here, and turn on your notifications so you know when I upload next. But I was in attendance for this game, which is why it's going up so late. And this game was definitely a wild one. Something that it kind of stings, because the Rangers could have really had this be a blowout. They could have even got, honestly, 10 plus goals, but Gibson was just making some incredible saves, especially in the second period. There were a couple saves before he allowed that meltdown of goals there. He was making a couple nice saves, stopping Kreider in front, stopping chance after chance there, making some beautiful saves. I don't know why I was blanking on some other chances that he denied, but Rangers also did have some chances in the first period early. You had a Panarin breakaway at one point. I want to say it was in the first period. Trocheck, I know, got a breakaway as well in this game. But first goal ended up being this was a beautiful one, and this was right after Ryan Strome had the video tribute, which was funny enough with this one. Panarin just passes it over to Mika, and then Mika finds Vinny Trocheck backdoor to bury that one, ironically on an open net as well, to make it a 1-0 game early. Rangers feeling great. And again, it's just funny that was right after the tribute. And that was also on the power play. And the Rangers got a couple good power play chances here, and they got a lot of power plays as well. And even 5-on-5, they were dominating offensively, but on the power play, you really noticed it, as that's how they got their second goal, as well as they end up pulling the Uno reverse card out on this one, because Trocheck from behind the net passes it out in front to Mika, who is there backdoor to score, and it is a 2-0 game all of a sudden. And great 2-0 game. Rangers, you look at the shots, there's not a lot being allowed. You're feeling good. And then, of course, everybody had it in the bingo card today. Lindgren gets caught puck watching, and Frank Vetrano snipes one. Questionable goal. This one could have been ruled offsides, most likely, considering the fact that it kind of looked at the Rangers thought about challenging it. They didn't, so maybe they saw something we didn't. I don't know. But all I know is what Ryan Lindgren did. You can't be doing that. He was puck watching, and it's a goal that I think Igor probably should have had as well. This one was just snipe top cheese. I don't know. I feel like Igor maybe could have had that one, but you get out of the first period with it being 2-1. You're feeling good. Shots in the period 16-9 in favor of the Rangers. Feeling great there, and it should have been a no sweat, no problem. But then Trevor Zegras opens the scoring not too far in, because Trouba has to block a shot to the face, and that got him into the dressing room. And then Schneider ended up taking a shift. He got blown, and I mean blown by Trevor Zegras, who goes 5-hole on Igor to tie this one up at 2. Again, very unfortunate here, and it sucked because the Rangers kind of fell asleep for a bit. Anaheim was getting most of the chances in the early portion of the second period, I thought. And then when the Rangers did, chance after chance, they just couldn't bury one until Kakko ends up tipping a Mika Zibanejad shot, and a lucky bounce as it goes off of Klingberg's foot. And that made it a 3-2 game. So you're feeling a bit better. But then the Rangers, again, they made it a meltdown to a degree, because it took them a bit. Again, they were getting chances. And then later in the period, Hedl ended up just making a beautiful move through the neutral zone, gives it to Trouba, goes down low, gets it back from Trouba, and then passes it out in front across to Lafreniere. And Lafreniere with his first of the season, 4-2 game all of a sudden. And then the Rangers, not too long after, Klingberg turns that over to Fox in the neutral zone. Fox carries it up and gives it over to Panarin. Panarin carries it into the offensive zone, and he has a shot that he rarely uses, but he has it, and he used it there to make it a 5-2 game. All of a sudden, you're feeling good. The Rangers are going to do this. They're going to be comfortable. We're happy, and the shots in the second, 18-5. Feeling good. And even when the Rangers did fall asleep, they weren't allowing too many chances, but the same time, they were allowing guys to walk in a bit too much, but Igor was definitely making some big saves here and there. And unfortunately, though, the scoring opened from Anaheim as Comtois ends up scoring. He got left wide open by Lindgren. Yeah, by Igor. Igor's playing defense now too, but by Lindgren, and he snipes it from the faceoff dot, and that makes it all of a sudden a 5-3 game. And you're getting a bit nervous. But then Panarin ends up just making a beautiful pass across to Mika Zibanejad, who scores. It was obvious he was going there. Someone threw their hat thinking it was still a hat trick because they initially ruled the Kakko goal as a Mika Zibanejad goal, and that ended up resulting in a hat thrown on the ice, which was funny. But Mika Zibanejad, beautiful goal there, and we are seeing him score at a nice rate that we have not seen since that 2019-2020 season. If that could continue, we're in the driver's seat here. Unfortunately, though, that wouldn't be the end of the scoring, as Derek Grant ends up scoring because Igor skated too far out of the crease, and Derek Grant got left with an open opportunity to score, and that made it a 6-4 game. But the Rangers do hold on to win this one 6-4. Shots in the game, 43-22 in favor of the Rangers. Face-off, 52-48 in favor of the Rangers. Rangers going 3 for 4 on the power play. Hallelujah. Great. Thank you. Appreciate you capitalizing on that many opportunities. Hits 27-17 in favor of the Rangers. Block shots 13-12 in favor of the Rangers. Giveaways 10 for the Ducks, 5 for the Rangers. It stings because the Rangers, like I said, they could have really had this be a blowout. This could have been a better game. This could have been a bigger game here. This could have been, quite frankly, this could have been a 10-2 game, 10-1 game if the Rangers were able to get a couple by John Gibson. But again, he was robbing them a couple times there. And 5-on-5, I thought the Rangers still played some great hockey, which let's talk about how each line played because, why not? By the way, shots in the third period were 9-8 in favor of the Rangers. But let's talk about how each line played because we like to do that. Kreider, Zibanejad, Kakko, great effort from them today. Kakko ended up picking up a goal, had 2 shots on goal, was a little unnoticeable at times, but then there were times where you're seeing him move the puck and protecting the puck just with so much confidence and skating well. Really loved what I saw from Kakko for the most part, though, tonight. Mika Zibanejad definitely was great. 9 shots on goal. Look at the confidence in him. Look at it. 4 points on the night. 2 goals, 2 apples. Unreal night for Zibanejad. 50% in the faceoff dot as well. Have yourself a night. Kreider, he's missing a couple chances in front, which is kind of worrying me. He had 2 shots on goal, and both of them, I believe, were chances right in front that he missed. One, I know he had a deflection opportunity. I want to say it was in the third period where he had a deflection opportunity that he couldn't end up burying. But regardless, Kreider, would like to see a bit more from him. He has not really shown that 50-goal score pace that we saw last year, which we weren't expecting 50 again this year, but I'd like to see him pick it up a bit. But overall, first line, little to no complaints. But the second line, definitely the best line of tonight. Panarin, Trocheck, and Lafreniere. Let's talk about Panarin first. Panarin, great night. 4 points for him as well. A goal, 3 assists, 4 shots on goal. And you see what happens when he shoots the puck. He ends up scoring. His shot is lethal. Would love for him to shoot the puck more. Really great game from Artemi Panarin. And even threw a hit tonight. Loved what I saw from Artemi Panarin. And he was moving the puck well as well. Trocheck, though, probably the guy that I would say was the best forward of the night. I would. 5 shots on goal, 2 points, a goal, an assist. But there was one play, I think it was in the third period, that he made just a beautiful, beautiful pass that he made to give an opportunity. There were a couple beautiful shots that he got, beautiful chances that he ended up getting. I think it was to Lafreniere, that pass, by the way, that beautiful pass. And yeah, he has just looked great. 67% in the faceoff dot. I don't remember if I mentioned that already, but he had 21 minutes played tonight for a good reason. He was probably the best forward of the night. Loved what I saw from Vinny Trocheck. Can't say enough good things. Lafreniere, great night from him as well with a goal, 2 shots on goal, threw a hit. Looked great tonight. Loved what I saw from Lafreniere. He had a couple other good chances as well. I remember the setup from Trocheck. And then there was another one in the second period, I think, where he had a good opportunity from a pass from Trocheck, I think, as well. So, yeah, love what I saw from that line. Easily the best line of the night. That brings us, though, to probably the lesser line of the night. VC with Heedle and welcome back, Sammy Blais. Sammy Blais wasn't too noticeable tonight. 3 shots on goal, 3 hits, but great to see him back in the lineup. A ACL injury is very scary, so it was nice to see the boys rally around him. They gave him the hat after the game. It was a nice little touch, in my opinion. You're celebrating a guy that hasn't played in over a year. You're celebrating a guy that, has went through it a lot. He wanted to get back for the postseason and he couldn't. Then he wanted to start the season out, ended up getting hurt in the preseason. The guy couldn't catch a break. And, I'm not going to say I expected much from him tonight, but, there wasn't really much that excited me. There wasn't much that disappointed me. He was just kind of there for the most part tonight. Can't really say good or bad things about him. Same goes for Jimmy Vesey, who's kind of been quiet since they signed him to that PTO. Kind of been a preseason wonder thus far, which is concerning me. But overall, hoping that Jimmy Vesey could turn a corner a bit here and we start to see a bit what we saw in the preseason. Philip Heedle, though, 38% in the faceoff dot. Yikes, but he did end up getting a point. And he looked pretty decent at times. There were a couple good shifts. I liked him on the power play. That power play, too, he had a couple of good looks there. And he also looked good when the power play was over and they put the kid line out there together. He looked good on a couple of those shifts as well. Fourth line ended up being the usual cast. Well, sort of, because Barker Goudreau got moved down with Reeves and Hunt. Goudreau didn't notice too much from him. 44% in the faceoff dot. Would have liked a bit more from him. Not really much to say about him, though, overall, outside of would have been better, could have been better in the faceoff dot. Not much to say about him. Didn't do too much good, didn't do too much bad. It is what it is with him. Then when it comes to Hunt, same sort of deal. 5 hits on the night, 2 block shots. And then for, I don't know why I'm blanking, Revo threw a couple nice hits, as he does, but that's really about it. Would like to see a bit better altogether from the forward group defensive effort, because there are times where guys are getting lazy and they need to be able to back up some of these defensemen here. Can't just be the defenseman, which we'll talk about the defense group in a minute. But yeah, this forward group definitely needs to start helping a bit defensively as well, because it is getting worrisome for me, in my opinion, at least. But that's just me. Lindgren and Fox, your top pair. Fox, I thought, had a great night. I thought Fox looked good defensively and offensively. Couple little missed defensive plays, but for the most part, I liked what I saw from him offensively. That pass that he made on the Panarin goal was beautiful. He looked great tonight, and I can't really say too much negative. 3 points for him. Lindgren, 1 point on the night, 3 shots on goal. I didn't like what I saw from Lindgren really that much at all. I think that he could have been a lot better. I thought this was probably one of his poor games, if I'm being honest. One of his poor games. Puck watching on that one goal, and then not covering the assignment on the other goal. Can't happen. Cannot happen. Miller and Trouba, I thought that was the best defensive pair of the night. I thought Miller was great. 4 shots on goal. I thought he was, I should say great, because there were times where he was a little sloppy defensively. Same goes for Trouba, where on, I want to say it was the Grant goal where Trouba kind of misplayed that one a bit. But overall, I'm not too disappointed. Trouba blocking that shot, though, with his face. Love to see that. Got a point on the night. 4 shots on goal from him. Would like to have seen a bit more, though, altogether from the defense. So not going to just single out that pair. But yeah, they had a pretty decent night. And then for the bottom pair, Jones and Schneider. I thought Schneider had a pretty poor game, especially when he got burnt on that Zegras goal. Can't happen. And that got him benched for a couple shifts, which I noticed as well. So that was something interesting to see. Going to be interesting to see if Gallant sits him right after one mistake. But still, there were a couple other mistakes, if we're being honest here. Turned the puck over a bit too much. But overall, I'm not going to lose it. Same with Jones. Jones, I thought, was better than Schneider. Probably the second best defenseman behind Fox. I thought Jones had a couple nice plays defensively. I thought that offensively, I mean, the way he moves the puck as well, the way he was jumping in on the rush, making plays behind the net happened too. Loved what I saw there, setting up some chances. Great game from Zach Jones. Defensively, though, as a whole, they need to improve. They definitely need to improve as a defensive unit. Did not like what I saw tonight. And then Igor, I think he was a bit shaky tonight. I think Igor was a bit shaky, and it's shocking and rare to see, but that's just the way that it went tonight, in my opinion. I think a couple of the goals he probably should have had, or not overplay on certain ones. You get my point. Would have liked a bit better from him, but overall, I'm not going to complain too much because of the fact that they got the win. But I will say, defensively, they need to tighten things up. There are too many chances where they're letting guys walk in the slot. Ryan Strome had a grade A opportunity, and he did not capitalize on it. Igor robbed him. But again, defensively as a whole, they need to be better. You look at only 22 shots on goal, you're thinking, all right, they played a good defensive game. No, because those 22 shots for the most part were competitive shots. But again, I'm not going to complain too much because it's a win. I will save the ranting with that for a loss. But I acknowledge the fact that this was not a pretty win. I do acknowledge that because I'm not going to bring the pom-poms out and act like this was a full 60-minute effort, act like this was a great game. No, they need to clean things up at the end of the day. Simple as that. Let me know your thoughts, though, on the game in the comment section down below. Would love to hear what you guys thought of it. Thank you guys so much for watching this one. If you did enjoy, leave a like on the video. Subscribe if you guys are new, especially for Ranger fans. Turn on your notifications so you know when I upload next. Follow me on all my socials as well. Link is in the description, and I will see you in the next one. Let's go, Rangers.